game one, the other night in Hamilton, we saw some lovely swing. That was the wicket of Mooney. Trying to slash one behind point. Quiet slip with a good catch. That's the sort of dismissal that, again, Kerr will be looking for. The away swing to the left-hander, a little bit of bounce in the surface. Just perfect start for the White Ferns. Australia on the back foot. Australia were good enough for a strong middle order to get up, be successful in their chase. Slip still in play for the right-handed Healy. Even though the majority of the balls are going to swing in towards her pads, a slip in play. Oh, that's gone straight up. It's going to just elude the fielder. Not in control of the shot. And a little bit of luck for Healy.
Yeah, he got away with this one. It was just so poorly hit. Be careful bowling that length here, though. Maybe you could say that Kerr got away with it, because that could easily be put away for 4. Short round and square.
It's that extra bounce on the surface. Oh, use of the feet. Lovely shot. Finds the gap and will run away for 4. Desperate dive by Hannah Rowe. Couldn't get it. And in the end, it's the first boundary. Lovely shot from Mooney.
Brilliant use of the feet here by Mooney. She likes to get down the wicket at the seam bowlers. Created the length she wanted and got a little bit of width with Kerr's swing, and it was good enough to get through the gap and get past Hannah Rowe's sprawling dive at mid-off for the first boundary of the Australian innings.
Maybe a change in game plan from the Australians too, prepared to use their feet. Pitching outside leg, half-hearted appeal.
The way that Jessica swings the ball, and she's got a slip, she wants to find the outside edge, but it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because to the left-hander, that swing's just going to free the left-hander up, hit through the offside like she did, which has already struck her with that boundary in the over. So then you've got to start to bowl pitching outside leg, in which case you take away the chance of an LBW, lessen your chance of a recorded slip.
Change coming around the wicket, which I think is an excellent angle to the left-hander.
And that is your other option to come around the wicket. Now you bring all those dismissals back into play, but also have the ability to take a little bit of the width away from the batsman too. So staying in front of the game, it's good work.
I think she tends to be more comfortable bowling over the wicket, so this is something new that she's brought into her game, into her bowling, which is good to see. Keepers come up, pulled away strongly. This is a quick outfield. That is raced away for 4. Lovely way for Australia to finish the second over, 12 without loss.
Brilliant example from Mooney of why using your feet can be so valuable. You use your feet and you make the bowler change their length. Jess Kerr's had to adjust, pulled her length back, she stood still, and then it was a short ball that she could put away. Great intent so far from Mooney.
Well, it's a good example of proactive batting, isn't it, Susie? Because in game 1, Jess Kerr bowled 4 overs, 1 for 17. Her first over today's gone for 10, so straight away putting the pressure back on her, and there's a couple of subtle tactical changes. Rosemary Mayer is going to come into the attack and bowl the 3rd over. New Zealand seamer, replacing Frankie Mackay from the City end. Good start by Australia. New Zealand will be after early wickets. Try and stem the flow of these aggressive players at the top of this Australian batting lineup.
We were talking about it out there on the pitch, weren't we, Mac, about you need to force the batsman to play straight. I think you've got to be slightly fuller on the surface. It's got wonderful pace, but get the ball up there. Ask the batsman to hit the ball square of the wicket off a full length.
like that. Good piece of fielding. Hannah Rowe did an excellent job. Diving to her left, she saved her side 3 there. That was hammered down the ground by Healy.
Healy hits the ball hard when it's in the slot, and that's a brilliant piece of fielding by Hannah Rowe, and that can really change the momentum of a game. Healy's desperate to get her first boundary of the tour here, and had Hannah Rowe not stopped that, she would have been away with the shot down the ground.
It's a standard fielding, very important in T20. Use of the feet again from Mooney. It's well bowled by Mayer. Yeah, I think this ground is so different. It's a rugby ground. It's rectangular, big straight boundaries. It's an 85-metre hit down the ground for 6, and it's only 60 metres square. So of course, from a batting point of view, you're going to target the short boundaries. So both sides have to be technically aware of that. Certainly the bowlers have to be. If you bowl short on this McLean Park surface, you will go the distance.
It's interesting you say it, Mac. It's a rugby ground because that's what the Hawke's Bay Magpies, so other local rugby teams, said. This is a rugby ground. And perhaps Central District Cricket, you like to move over to Taranaki, perhaps?
Oh, past the outside edge. Nice piece of bowling.
Go and play your cricket at Pukakura Park.
Yeah, well, they're probably the shortest boundaries of any cricket ground I know, Pukakura Park. Certainly you have to make some adjustments on the surface. Oh, that's well bowled. Beautifully bowled from Mayer. Just going away from the left-handed Mooney, who seems content to keep using her feet and getting close to the pitch of it. This one sailed past the outside edge.
Well, I think this one's seamed. Let's have a look at this. Yeah, that's gone off the pitch. Missed it by some way. If that hadn't seamed, it might have crunched into the top of off. Instead, it misses the top of off. I like Mayer in these conditions, though, because she's not a big swing bowler. She keeps it wicket to wicket.
Flicked away off the pads. There is no fine leg. It's Tamsin Newton. Unfortunately, can't quite save it. Did the hard work, got there. Still goes for 4 to finish the 3rd over. Australia 17 without loss. Such a good over by Rosemary Mayer that was just ruined by that final delivery. Saw that a number of times the other night. The ability to start and finish an over with a dot or a single is crucial, especially against these Australians, because that's what builds the pressure up. The over had gone for 1, and then that final boundary meant it went for 5.
Jiggy.
A little bit of shake there for Jess Kerr. New Zealand have to try and stop those singles inside the ring. They're going to be nice and tight. Look for a run-out opportunity.
Come on, girls. Here we go, Jaggy. Come on. Right in here, girl.
Slip has come out now into the offside. Offside is stacked. 5 players inside the circle. And still some swing. Oh, that's a good piece of fielding. Newton at point. Diving away to her right. New Zealand have started well on the field.
Key position, have a good fielder. Put one of your best there, because that's where the ball will go off the left-hander. Opportunity for runs behind point, through point and offside, because the ball is always angled away on a good surface. So you want one of your better ones, your better athletes. Tamsin Newton is one of them.
Oh, past the outside edge. Frankie Mackay back and slip for the right-handed Healy. This is a good surface. There's good bounce.
Come on, Tate.
This is a surface that's going to allow all the batsmen to actually play 360 around the ground.
Come on, Black.
There's enough there for the bowlers too if they get in at the right areas. Get their line and length right. Ooh, gave herself some room, too much room. That's nice from Katie Martin.
Jess Kerr has the offside up here to Healy. It is her strength. So Healy tries to give herself room to access that, and whether or not Jess Kerr saw her go early and pushed it wide, or just a little bit of luck, rolled her fingers over it, which is one of her strengths.
Oh, it's out! What a catch that is from Martin. A big edge from Healy. Martin standing up, had a second take at it, and she grabbed it. Big wicket for New Zealand. Jess Kerr's done it again.
Well, it didn't go in cleanly the first time. This time it was the little in-swinger, and there was a decent deflection there. So Katie Martin's done really well to make sure she got a hand there. And then when the ball parried up, it stayed in front of her and she didn't lose sight of it. Lisa Healy goes for 4, 19 for 1.
Jackie, do you want the deep point up third or the other one? Come on in, girls. You guys just come round on this angle for this. Yeah. Nice. Straight across.
Australia's captain Meg Lanning comes in at number 3. That is a sensational record. 200s, 1350s, good average, good strike rate, quality player. Oh, there's some swing.
Yes, now. Oh, nice.
Excellent over from Jess Kerr. Australia 19 for 1. Well, she just has that happy knack, doesn't she, Jess Kerr? Picking up wickets in the power play. Oh, so those big in-swingers. She's one of those bowlers that makes things happen that you always need at the new ball, Susie, and she's done a pretty good job all summer.
One of the best bowlers for the White Ferns so far this season, and she's just so difficult to line up with the shape she gets, and bowling into the right-handers, and the ability to bowl the leg cutter going away from the right-handers makes it very difficult to line her up in 2020 cricket. Although she has been really successful in 50 over cricket, I think 2020 is where she can be even more effective.
Rosemary Mayer into her second over. Touch straight again. Whipped away for 4. Mooney, strong off her pads, just got her line wrong. She's going to have to adjust that quickly because that's back-to-back boundaries for the left-hander.
2 balls in a row from Rosemary Mayer to Mooney, where she's just missed her line, and Beth Mooney, a world-class player, does not miss out on those ones. Needs to adjust her line with the left-hand, right-hand combination.
That's better. Nicely played. Just be the single into the onside by Mooney.
Oh, no.
Oh, lucky enough to have Katie Martin, New Zealand keeper, on mic. Hello, Katie.
G'day, Craig. How you going? I don't know about the lucky part, but you've got me. I think it's a elimination of who only bats in this team.
Hey, that's an excellent catch. Talk us through that catch. Got the rebound.
Yeah, I was actually composed, which is unusual for me, so my hands were probably a little bit closed, to be honest, but it doesn't matter. You just got to catch them, don't you?
Well, hands looked in good position because it was a healthy edge, so that's a great start by the side.
Yeah, that's a big wicket. She's the attacker of this lot, so it'd be good to get her out.
Falling straight to Lanning.
Oh, mellow. Nice now.
Katie, I thought you told me yesterday you were banned from the mic. If you take catches like that, you'll be allowed back on.
Well, you know, Susie, Bob likes me to be concentrated, not distracted, and it doesn't take much to distract me, so yeah, no. As I said, Susie, we've only got 3 pure batters in this team, so apparently I'm the second one.
If
in
you
line.
weren't on the mic, you might have taken that cleanly. First go.
Probably. Oh, that's really
Well
good.
bowled from there.
Plenty of
Into a
pad
work
here,
now.
Rocco. Good night.
Katie, is it difficult now, obviously, that you're a Spark Sport cricket commentator and you spend a lot of time being highly critical of what others are doing out there? Now you actually got to go and back it up and do it yourself. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, isn't it? You don't want to blow cover.
Don't even get paid for this either.
Oh, swung away. Did that carry Katie Martin diving away to her left. I think she got a glove to it.
I think I've got my neck into place though. Yeah, I'm all good.
It's off the pad, so
Damn it.
you probably didn't need to try so hard.
All that for nothing. No, saved the run. Oh. That's poor effort. Done all these keeping masterclasses too, and oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, that's a tough landing, Katie. You want to look after yourself.
I don't have to pay for a chiropractor anymore. Come on, Knight. Oh, that's real nice. Tuck her in, tuck her in.
End of the over, 5 bowled. Australia 25 for 1. Thanks for your time, Katie.
See you guys.
Five runs and over. 1 down. Amy Satterthwaite, New Zealand skipper today, won the toss. And said, well, I don't know what a good total is, so we might bowl and just see what we have to chase. I'd say even Stevens after 5 with that scenario.
25 for 1 after 5 overs. In game 1, Australia were 30 for 3 after 6 overs after the power play. So, Rigger, you think it's even Stevens as it stands right now?
Yeah, they haven't got away. You've picked up 1 wicket, but then Australia, you know, they've got a long list. They've probably only lost the batsman who's not in great form at the moment. Got a player established. They go another 2 overs and don't lose a wicket, or 3 overs and maybe pick up a run of ball over the next 3. I'll say they got the noses in front, Australia, in terms of setting something good. New Zealand need another wicket.
Hannah Rowe into the attack. Starts well. Big tool bowler who can hit the deck hard. And get some bounce with that height, Susie. She should enjoy this surface.
Exactly right. And can angle the ball back into the right-hander, which is the perfect delivery with Lanning. Want to take away as much width as you can and hit that front pad. And like you say, that bit of extra bounce out here on this wicket for you.
Oh, that's gone up. Up and over. Wasn't in control. It's lobbed up over point. Good running. We'll get back for 2. She's quick, Lanning.
Yeah, not that quick, though. I think a decent throw here. She could have been in big trouble.
I was going to say earlier about Lanning in the BBL this season for the Stars. Trent Woodhull coached the side. They lost in the final, and she played a much more attacking style of 2020 cricket, which was encouraged by Trent Woodhull, and I was interested to see how she was going to approach it for Australia.
Oh, that's well bowled, because there's a little bit of a waist swing, a little bit of shape, which is always encouraging. The length was good too from Rowe.
So in the past, playing against Lanning, she has liked to give herself that bit of time to get in and then really make the bowlers pay at the back end, but she's trying to be more aggressive.
Excellent start here by Hannah Rowe. Just 2 runs from her first 4 deliveries.
what I'm seeing from just these 5.4 overs bowled is that wicket to wicket bowling straight is absolutely critical in these conditions. It is a very, very nice surface with good pace. The ball is skidding on.
Oh, that's gone up. That's a big hit. Has it gone all the way? It has. What a blow that is from Lanning. That's a real statement right there from the Australian skipper.
Goodness gracious. Not prepared to be dictated to clearly. Well, this wasn't a bad delivery. It was a little, maybe didn't need to do the slower delivery, but she decided, she saw it. It was a good length. So right in the slot for an attacking shot of that nature, and she clobbered it.
Mighty blow. Swing and a miss. That 6 sort of took the gloss off that Hannah Rowe over. Australia 33 for 1 after the power play.
Yeah, that was the key, wasn't it? It was the final over with the fielding restrictions on, and I bet Lanning, after going .2, thought, you know what? I can't allow this final over here, the 6th over, to go past cheaply. She was forced into hitting out. She got away with it.
And mid-on, long-on is not one of Lanning's strengths, so when she's hitting in those areas and hitting sixes over long-on, she's in dangerous form. Great to see. Great to see Amelia Kerr into the attack, first over out of the power play. She's a key bowler for the White Ferns today.
She is. She got hammered the other night and she bowled the first over in the power play. So a tactical change from the White Ferns today. Very good numbers. Average of 21. New Zealand really needed to be at her best today. We saw the other night that Australia are prepared to attack and go after her.
Yeah, it was a great illustration of, I believe, the difference between Australian sporting mentality and New Zealand sporting mentality. They identified a threat, and that's Amelia Kerr. So you nullify the threat. You take it on. You try to destroy the threat. New Zealand way about going about it was you identify the threat, you just try to play it out and score off the others.
It's well bowled, well played. Just use the pace. Run away nice and fine. Jess Kerr does the fielding.
Unfortunately, you're exactly right. When it comes to Amelia Kerr, and Australia know how crucial she is to the White Ferns in taking wickets. So their method of getting her out of the game is attack, and so far they've done that well this series.
Well, it's risk and reward, isn't it? And they took the risk in the last game and they were rewarded. Could have gone dreadfully wrong for them, but it didn't. That's the key.
Well, the fact that she only bowled 3 overs the other night, straight away, that was a win. They took 1 over off it, because she really is a banker for this New Zealand side. They need 4 overs out of her. And 4 good quality overs at that. Full toss. Timing's good through mid-wicket. There is 2 fielders out there. Hayley Jensen does the work. Good throw.
So if I'm Amy Southwaite, I'm really nervous in this over, because he's one of your main bowlers, and Amelia Kerr needs to bounce back. This needs to be a good, tight, tidy over, and then you both go, oh, thank goodness for that. We're back in this game.
The great thing about Amelia Kerr's mentality is she's probably more Aussie than Kiwi with that, in that she loves a challenge and she's never shied away from a challenge. The harder the cricket, the better she tends to bowl.
New Zealand need her at her best today, no doubt about that. Wrong and again, touch short, but she gets away with it. Newton at point. 7 overs bowled, Australia 38 for 1. Steady start by Australia. 38 for 1 after 7 overs. 1 big over of 10 so far, but as you can see, Skyscraper's pretty consistent. Time for a change upstairs in commentary. Scotty Stevenson with Grant Elliott and Joe Broadbent.
Thanks, Mac. Jess Kerr, 2 overs, 12 runs, but the dot ball's there. It's a number to remember. Pressure building, and a fabulous wicket too. Nearly falling to a combination of Kerr and Katie Martin. Started leg side and stayed that way, but not able to get it away. Good afternoon. So you're watching this afternoon. First of our double headers here today. The Black Caps taking on Bangladesh a little later this evening. Joe Broadbent, Grant Elliott, good afternoon to you both. It's a good start for New Zealand. Grant?
Yeah, great start from New Zealand. Jess Kerr's been impressive. Just bowling her 3rd over here. Got a wicket early on. That's what you need inside that power play. I would like to have had 2 wickets, but they bowled well. They bowled with discipline. Now it's about assessing it for Australia. What's going to be a good total?
It's wide from Kerr. Struggling to catch up with those deliveries. Just Kerr bowling quite wide of the crease, and it's proving to be problematic.
So Australia have won the first game, and I'm just happy to be back with you guys. You know, you've invited me back. I'm happy with that.
You are so welcome, Joe. Like having you. But the wickets are crucial here because this is an Australian batting lineup that knows how to pace an innings. If you're not taking wickets, you know that at any stage, Mooney and Lanning get going, they're not going to stop. And there's an example over the covers that should run away for 4 at will. Meg Lanning, she's here to hit today.
What a shot here from Meg Lanning. Just opened up her shoulders a little bit here just to get that over cover, to give it a little bit of room. It was a little bit of a scrambly seam going there, but she got a good piece of that, and that was a very deliberate shot by Meg Lanning.
Jess Kerr asked to respond. Just guided. Just for the single.
She's been impressive, Jess Kerr, and there's a lot of similarities in how she bowls to Megan Shute. She swings the ball in, she swings the ball late. She's also got the variation of a slower ball, or the variation which is almost a leg cutter. So on the left of your screen there, that seam up, that ball will swing in. And the one on the right there, she just rolls her fingers over it and that goes straight.
Yeah, looking to free it up again, this time over mid-wicket. That is a crunching blow. Waited on it and punished it.
Well, that's why she has these variations, to try and not let the batters settle and just hit through the line just like Mooney did there. But Megan Shute does this really well as well. She swings the ball in, and then the variation, which is the one on the right, is a change of pace, but also the ball doesn't swing. So it doesn't allow the batter to settle. And that's crucial. If you want to be a decent T20 bowler, you need those variations, pace and deliveries to keep the batter guessing.
Rocking back, Tamsin Newton looking for the run out, none there. Jess Kerr finishes strongly, but that's an expensive over. 49 for 1 now, Australia. Oh, surprising again. Frankie Mackay used 1 over. Just 2 runs off that over and then removed from the attack. Sure, it's a preordained plan to use the seamers and then bring in Amelia Kerr, but I just wonder if it's worth Mackay having another dig here against 2 experienced batters. Fun on the bank here in Napier. Thinking about this bowling attack and Amelia Kerr back in.
क्योंकि आगे जो कि सेकंड जो टीम यहाँ पर चेज करती है, उनके लिए थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर अगर परेशानी अगर आपको करनी है तो बड़ा स्कोर तो जरूर होना चाहिए। फेसबुक ना चलाते भाई, अगर फेसबुक नहीं चलाते तो फिर तो आपको लाइव तो कहीं देखने को मिलेगा ही नहीं। तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं भाई, एंजॉय करिए। स्कोर हम आपके सामने प्रोवाइड तो कर पा रहे हैं, थोड़ी देर के अंदर जैसे ही तंग हो जाएंगे हम आपके सामने स्कोर भी बंद कर देंगे, पर कोई दिक्कत नहीं, जब तक आप वीडियो को जुड़े रहिए। थैंक यू सो मच सभी का इतना प्यार देने के लिए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। थैंक यू सो मच गाइस, ऐसे ही प्यार देते रहिएगा, ऐसे हम आपके सामने कोशिश करेंगे पूरे मुकाबले की जानकारी लेके आने के लिए। मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि आपके सामने कम से कम वॉइस तो लेके आऊँ, तो डू लीजिएगा, मैं वॉइस लेके आता हूँ, वॉइस के ऊपर कॉपीराइट आ जाएगा तो वो भी ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। वैसे भी आईपीएल में कुछ नहीं होने वाला, लीजिएगा स्क्रीन पर मैं प्रोवाइड करता हूँ।
Joe, I know you said that you want to see Amelia bowl a lot of leg spinners. I'd agree with you to the left-hander. To the right-hander, I'd quite like to see the leg spinners bring the stumps into play. She's got a lot of protection on the leg side, and I think that's what Australia did really well. They bowl straight, they bowl at the stumps, and they cover the leg side. Which means that as a batter, you're going to have to take a risk to try and get to the off side. Opens up the stumps and potentially even the ODI. So she's in a good place if she's using a leg spinner to the left-hander Mooney.
She looks like she's bowling just a little bit quicker and a little bit flatter today. I thought she bowled with a lot of loops, so they will easily be able to get underneath it. But this, I like this flatter as well as what you're saying there, Grant.
There's the leg spinner that time to Mooney. There's it to the circle. Just 3 singles so far off his Kerr over. It's a good one, it's tight.
I think with the wrong end, it's about trying to use it for it to be that wicket ball, and if you're bowling it all the time, is it a surprise?
This time picked up by Lanning. And Rosemary Meir on the boundary, keeps it to 2. That is the end of the Amelia Kerr over. 5 from it. Australia now 54 for 1 after 9. Well, we wondered when we might see her back. Frankie McKay will get the ball, looking at the Australian batting card. Beth Mooney leading the way here. Meg Lanning coming to the crease following the dismissal of Healy. And she's charging along nicely too, 19 from 19. Kai bowled the first over, went for just 2 runs. I think encouragement on the back of that Amelia Kerr over as well for the captain, Amy Satterthwaite.
This is a partnership that I've wanted to see in the other game with Frankie McKay and Amelia Kerr, so we're going to see it today.
Oh, go Mel!
Didn't late that delivery from McKay, just the single again.
Yeah, and in this partnership, obviously her role would be to try and get the left-hander out. She's got more chance against the left-hander. Whenever the ball's spinning in,
Didn't late that delivery from McKay, just...
So it's more of a challenge here against Lanning. However, she's got the leg side heavily guarded. The opportunity for Lanning is through the offside. So she has to be tight with her line, Frankie McKay.
Lanning just making an adjustment there. They're punching that out through the covers. Good late adjustment too.
Just the way...
Down the pitch this time, and that pierces the field, racing out towards the boundary. It'll need something special here, and Tamsin Newton does a wonderful job. Amelia Kerr there in relay. That is good fielding from the White Ferns.
That's great fielding, and they fielded really well at Seddon Park, and Tamsin Newton wasn't there, but she's showing the way here today, and that was a great scoop back. And no, she hasn't touched the rope, so So that's a great work from her. And the fact that she had Millie Kerr probably could have been there a little bit earlier.
Saves one. Short of this time from Mackay and well fielded. Backward point, Rosemary Mayer doing a fantastic job.
Meg Lanning scored a truckload of runs through that area the other day. So, you know, obviously they've done a little bit of homework here, and that is just superb fielding there, isn't it? Yeah, going with the arm, that's what I like to see as a coach.
On the pads, over the top, got a hand to it. It'll be a chance in the books as Hannah Rowe throws it into Mackay.
Well, fielding's been excellent here. Mackay bowling a tight line. She's making the batters work for their run. That was just maybe a half chance there at mid-wicket. You have to create the opportunity through discipline.
Oh, lovely, lovely.
Great delivery to finish from Frankie Mackay. And Australia 61 for 1. It's a good partnership here, Meg Lanning and Beth Mooney. This was Lanning getting down the pitch, and it's tough. Nearly Kerr. Well, those are the chances. And as we saw in Seddon Park, if you are given a chance against this Australian side and you don't take it, you can be made to pay. And that's Beth Lanning. She has the most runs in the middle overs in women's T20 International. So has scored just over 1,500 runs, the average of 40.62 and a strike rate of 117. So this is her bread and butter, Meg Lanning. And Mooney gets it through the inner circle. Jensen Fields in the deep.
Well, I reckon, Scotty, one of the biggest things in T20 cricket is to back up your bowling unit by decent fielding. I think this New Zealand team has saved probably about 10 runs in the field already. So that score looking at 63. Been energetic, back their bowlers up, and that creates pressure. Creates the pressure and creates that opportunity that we saw with Kerr.
Hannah Rowe going the slower ball. Interesting.
and then you know that it's an easy run out. So you certainly don't want to make a meal of it.
Look on the captain's face sums up her thoughts. Looking for the scoop. Good option from Haynes early in the innings. Just creates that little bit of doubt now in the bowler's mind.
Absolutely, and she's someone that generally comes in and wants to get forward to the ball. So I suppose she was on the front foot, you could say, but she doesn't normally do that till later on in her innings. So maybe there's a different game plan for Rachel Haynes today. She's been in sensational form in the 50-over format. And she's certainly a player that can play 360. And, you know, she's the one that I think the White Ferns need to get.
Up the whole leg side, which gives Haynes an easy single on the leg side. Anything on the leg side, she can just bounce in there for one and score at a minimum of 100 strike rate.
She pulls that from well outside off.
Got a crystal ball going there, Grant. You're following the ball around. What's going to happen next? I'm intrigued.
What I'd like to see happen is White Ferns to put pressure on Mooney. So if they can get some dots from Mooney here, they've got an opportunity. There's a batter in who's on 40. They can't just sit back and just give her one. It's about attacking her, trying to get her to make a mistake so that you get two new batters in. That's how you can stem the flow of runs. Be aggressive, look for wickets.
50. And, you know, she's the one that I think the White Ferns need to get. Obviously, you know, 2 left-handers here. At least you don't have to chop and change your line.
Kai gets the pads and some more confusion in the middle. Australia just need to get a handle on their running. 2 dot balls to finish, 74 for 2. Frank the Tank turning it on. Coming down the ground, hitting straight.
Come on, girls, stick in here.
12 overs down, there's the skyscraper. And I think it tells a story here. That story is New Zealand unlimiting the damage through these middle overs. The wicket of Meg Lanning has slowed things somewhat.
Easy, mate.
Beth Mooney moves through to 40. She's got Rachel Haynes at the other end still to get set.
Rachel Haynes started her innings really well. Had a reverse sweep, shows a lot of confidence. That means that looking at where they're going to put Frankie Mackay here, she's going to backward point now. But I think there's a great opportunity for Haynes to play just a little lap to try and change the field around. There's 5 players on the offside and just 4 on the leg side. It's an opportunity for her to sweep.
I reckon she's just going to sweep the most of the time.
Katie Martin concurs with you. Grant Elliott, throw from Tamsin Newton. They had to hustle through.
Put Frankie Mackay here. She's going to backward point now. But I think there's a great opportunity for Haynes to play just a little lap to try and change the field around. There's 5 players on the offside and just 4 on the leg side. It's an opportunity for her to sweep.
I reckon she's just going to sweep the most of the time.
Katie Martin concurs with you. Grant Elliott, throw from Tamsin Newton. They had to hustle through. You hear her on stump mic saying that's what they're going to do to you, Amelia Kerr.
So now what happens is the mid-wicket moves into a short 45 position, which opens up the whole leg side, which gives Haynes an easy single on the leg side. Anything on the leg side, she can just bunt in there for 1 and score at a minimum of 100 strike rate.
She pulls that from well outside off.
Got a crystal ball going there, Grant. You're following the ball around. What's going to happen next? I'm intrigued.
Well, what I'd like to see happen is White Ferns put pressure on Mooney. So if they can get some dots from Mooney here, they've got an opportunity. There's a batter in who's on 40. They can't just sit back and just give her 1. It's about attacking her, trying to get her to make a mistake so that you get 2 new batters in. That's how you can stem the flow of runs. Be aggressive, look for wickets.
Coming down the ground, hitting straight. It's a safe shot from Beth Mooney. Hannah Rose in the deep. Great fielding again.
And again, Hannah Rose, she's in the action. I tell you what, she didn't get in the action much at Seddon Park, but today she's certainly been diving all over the place. And I think Beth Mooney probably thought she'd faced a dot ball. She can see that gap down the...
Oh, hey, nice.
Dot ball to finish, 79 for 2 after 13. It's a brave shot from Beth Mooney in some ways. Katie Martin's up. You get that wrong, you get the line wrong and goes to Katie Martin's gloves and you're gone.
Well, we've got to remember Elise Perry's waiting on the sidelines there to bat, so you can probably be brave when you know that somebody of that calibre is coming in.
Ash Gardner under the helmet, ready to go. What an innings she put up in Hamilton a couple of nights ago. But really, it's the Beth Mooney show out here. She has paced this innings beautifully. Australia in a good position to accelerate. Rachel Haynes now has faced 7 balls. She'll be looking for a boundary just to settle in and get ahead of her own strike rate. It's a great dot ball percentage. Rosemary here so far, 8 dot balls, 2 overs.
And I like what you say, Joanne, about how the batters coming in can be aggressive because they've got a lot of faith in batters to come. Obviously a very aggressive team, quite experienced. I think that's where Haynes comes in. She needs to be aggressive from ball 1. She can't put pressure on Mooney. It's about Mooney going on and getting 75 plus so that they can take this innings over and above 150.
That's wild. Oh, hand to it, Satterthwaite. Stretched out a paw and it's just dropped again.
Those ones either stick or they don't. Maybe Amy Satterthwaite needs a little bit of glue on the fingertips or something. Just, although I shouldn't talk about ball tampering things, should I? Being an Australian and all. Oh, she got that, and it was almost like a trophy catch, that one, if she had taken that. Oh, nice little roll.
Just going away from her, wasn't it? There's another opportunity, but that one has punched through. Maddie Green in the deep. They're offering their chances.
We saw a graphic earlier. You were talking about, Scotty, showing how the White Ferns bowlers have changed their line. They've been a lot more disciplined in their line. They haven't given the Australian batters any width. And what we're seeing from Mooney now is she's giving herself a little bit of room outside leg. They need to follow her. They need to follow her body, cramp her up. Don't give her the opportunity to free her arms.
Why?
Good change of pace there from Rosemary Mayer.
Tamsin Newton into the side today in place of Sophie Devine, who woke this morning under the weather and was omitted from the team. She's fielded well, she's chased, she's hustled. That'll be a wide. It's a rear wide today. In fact, it's the first from the New Zealand bowling attack.
I think Rachel Haynes will be a little bit cranky not putting that away. I always think that a wide, yes, you get a re-bowl, but look at that space down at fine leg. There's nobody there. She gets a tickle on that. That's 4 runs.
Slow up. And they run through again. It's a quick single taken. Well-judged slow ball that time from Rosemary Mayer.
Tamsin Newman is so quick in the field, but Rachel Haynes is probably one of the best running between wicket players that I've seen in my coaching career anyway.
Good shot. Great way to finish the over from Beth Mooney. Getting creative, making sure the boundaries keep coming for this Australian side. It's been a quiet period of scoring. 88 for 2 after 14.
Smart shot from Mooney. Good batsmanship. No fine leg. It's a huge space open. All she needed to do was just get some bat on it. And that's 4. That'll cause a bit of a headache for Amy Satterthwaite and the White Ferns. Where are they going to put their fielders? They're only allowed 4 out. Brilliant batting.
Well, the skipper has decided it's time for her to have a crack at this Australian pair. 14 overs gone. 88 for 2 Australia. Time for a change upstairs with Mark Richardson joining Craig McMillan and Susie Bates.
Good.
Here's Scotty. Mooney's the threat here, 48 from 39. Real crossroads here. New Zealand can find a good 6 overs. They can chase something reasonable in very, very good batting conditions. Australia have wickets in hand and depth.
Amy! Hit the pad here,
I like
hit the
this.
pad.
I like
Here we
the
go.
fact the captain's having a bowl. I think she's underutilised at times with her off spin. Come on at a key time. I really like this.
Nice.
Of course, she has the best T20 figures for a New Zealand bowler. 6 for 17 back in 2007. So quite a while ago, but she's got that record. There it goes there. Outstanding.
Oh, nice. Okay, hold it, hold it. Finish it, Amy.
Well, she's got that in the gap. Let's cover out, and good effort out there. Sprawling, it's Jensen out there. Sprawling stay, well done. It's a nice tidy over where the fielder has helped the skipper out. 92 for 2.
Well, it's an excellent over. Just a 4 from it. I think she has to use herself a little bit more. I wonder if she'll give herself one more.
Keep moving, come
Frankie
on.
Mackay still has one more left. Jess Kerr 1. Wonder who she'll go to. So far she's used 6 bowlers. Amelia Kerr has the 1 left as well. So plenty of options anyway for Satterthwaite.
It is one of the benefits of being captain, is you can bowl yourself. But I actually think when I was watching off air, it was Frankie Mackay who encouraged Satterthwaite to have a bowl, understanding 2 left-handers in. So good to see Amy Satterthwaite at the bowling crease.
Well, here's Jess Kerr back. Still a little bit of swing for it. Bowl well to the field, I think, New Zealand so far. That'll be 50 for Mooney as well. 50 from 43. She's in good touch from the minute she's got out there.
Yeah, it's been a nice innings. Her 10th T20 50 for Australia. Really set the tone at the top of the order. Missed out in game 1. She's been aggressive with her footwork today, and it's paid off for her.
Can't get it through again. Haynes likes to go square of the wicket. You got Mooney who likes to go through the offside. 2 very, very different left-handers to bowl at. The challenge quite different. The challenge for setting the field quite different as well.
Come on, Pirate. Nice, Jiggy. Who's in here?
You're right, Mark. New Zealand have bowled very well to the field, and I think their fielding today's been outstanding.
Okay.
Seen a number of runs saved in the field. Maddie Green is one of New Zealand's best fielders. But I'm a little bit worried here if I'm Australia at 94 for 2. With all the power and aggression I have in the shed, we're only going at 6 runs per over. I just wonder whether we've left it a little bit late.
Well, yeah, White and Gardner get a promotion up the order. Away on the onside. Oh, one bounce out deep mid wicket. So picking out fielders again. Likes to get down the wicket, doesn't she? Often away to the offside, trying to get the ball away towards the extra cover area. The other end, you got Haynes, who likes to stay back in the crease. Hit square of the wicket. Tried to muscle that away. Rather clocked it.
Finish it, mate.
Beth Mooney, from the word go today, used her feet. Really aggressive, got out of her crease and got to the length of the ball that she could hit down the ground. Really dangerous batter when she gets set. Big partnership here, and now she's set to score as many boundaries as she can in this last 4 overs.
Straight down the ground. Rowe comes across, does well.
Take him.
They'll push for two. We'll have to scurry, and they do it nicely. It's a good area of the ground. It's a long boundary down there. You got to run them. 98-2 after 16. Yeah, I would have looked, and Haynes may get away on New Zealand. She may finish the innings off, but I think this is a game in which you put your hot players in as early as you can. And Ashley Gardner, who played out of her skin the other night, she was quite sensational. I would have looked to have given her as many balls and overs as possible. Maybe Australia missed a trick there. Bowling's been steady. They won the toss and they bowled first, New Zealand. Frankie Mackay, very good, very tight, going for less than fives, as is Satterthwaite. Just one over though. Here's Melly Kerr back, over pitches, gets a...
Yeah, more than prepared to use her feet, and with mid-off up, it's quite a safe shot. That shot brings up the Australian 100, coming in the 17th over. New Zealand have done really well. Almost sliced it off the face of the bat, up and over cover.
This time Whit to go square and gets it through. Shouldn't have got it through. That's a bad misfield, and it's going to cost New Zealand 4.
Haynes has shown how keen she is to use her feet to Amelia Kerr. Gets a boundary the previous ball. Amelia Kerr changes her length. Haynes expecting it, rocks back and manages to get it through the offside field. Races away for 4. Good start to the over for Australia.
Yeah, smart batting, isn't it, Susie? But that's where Amelia Kerr has to be better than that. She's used her feet, so now she sits back, waiting for that shorter delivery. Kerr has to go full again.
Might have been a bit tough on that's a bad misfield. Needed a good piece of fielding to stop it, actually. Yeah, nice comeback. Nervy 3 balls here. Ooh! Martin got out there, quick, smart. I think that would have been safe though, but I think these are the 2 big balls for Amelia Kerr. She bounced back nicely after getting an absolute hiding in the first game. She didn't bowl her 4. She's got 2 to go in her set of 4. And she's been pretty tidy today and bounced back well. 2 big balls. Needed to hit. Prepared to take the fielders on the inner circle. They'll pick up a tight one. That'll end Amelia Kerr. She's bowled her 4 for 26. Well done to her. 109 for 2 from 17. Player of the match, Ashley Gardner from the last game. Absolutely took it to the New Zealanders. Look at that strike rate, very, very good. A good average as well. An aggressive player, perhaps, should have been offered more overs and more balls than just what's remaining now. He's got a hit from ball 1 here. We'll just give her a soft one to get underway. Nicely done. She's a clever bowler, Frankie Mackay. She knew that Haynes wanted to go straight, so by following her to the leg side, asked her to do something she was uncomfortable with. clever. Mooney likes to go to the offside as well, so Mackay keeps it leg side, taking all the room away.
Yeah, it's smart. Singles at the moment are a win for New Zealand in this final period here. Got to eliminate the boundaries. That's what Australia will be looking for, especially Ash Gardner. She'll be looking for 4 or 6. So toughest times. Top of the innings and then at the death. Outstanding figures. Just the one ball left in her spell.
Straight up, straight up. Martin's underneath it. She's got gloves on. She's never dropping that one. And what a great finish for Frankie Mackay, who's been brilliant today with the ball. Richly deserves some success, and she gets it with her final one.
Ash Gardner didn't have much time today to get in, and the second delivery she faces and tries to whack it out of the park, and all she can manage to do is hit it straight up. Safe hand of Katie Martin, outstanding bowling from Frankie Mackay. Ash Gardner has to depart today for 3. Australia now 122 for 4.
Elise Perry is the new player. Marvellous cricketer over the years for Australia. I said as that ball was in the air, Katie, she'll never drop it.
Oh, my helmet got in the way then. I was a little bit nervous.
Over the top again. Another chase for Hannah Rowe. She gets those long legs going and gets there. Well done. Cuts it to 2. Katie, it's been a great performance in terms of making them hit to the field, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was probably a difference than the other day. They haven't really felt like they've got away with boundaries. They've run pretty well, but yeah, we just need to finish off well here as best as we can. And the wicket's probably a little bit slower. The slower balls seem to be quite effective. So yeah, as little as we can chase here, the better. Oh goodness.
This one, Rowe doesn't have to run as far. I'll tell you what, that last wicket was a case of Spark Sport represent, y'all. Because it was Spark Sport bowls, Spark Sport catches, and you saw it on Spark Sport.
Geez, that's a lot of Spark Sport, isn't it? Yeah, no, it was pretty nice, wasn't it? Yo, I don't know what that was though, that Spark Sport yo. Is it like...
Oh, just humour me. I'm trying to be
sorry.
cool, all right? Don't drop one.
Mate, I'm trying not to. How's it going up there? You guys all right? Susie behaving? Probably not.
Well, a little nervous actually for 4 balls because you've done so well. 4 balls to come in the innings. This one hit nicely. But once again, straight out to one of the boundary riders.
Hey, Rig, I heard you said Elise Perry was your favourite. Why? Just of the Australians or all cricketers?
Well, I don't think I said that.
I heard you.
Well, hang on. You know I love you all equally.
She's my favourite, Katie, you know that.
Susie? I'm highly offended.
What I am pleased with is there has been a very good fielding display from the White Ferns, and that means I haven't heard as much shouting from you down there, so that also suggests you've been pleased with the fielding performance.
Yep, Karen's not as grumpy today, so I'm pretty pleased, to be honest. The girls have chased in off the boundary hard, so I haven't had to yell out, get in, so it's a good start. Yeah. If you want, get it. Oh! The wickets, mate, not Rocco. The wickets, not Rocket. Oh, yeah, no, fair point.
All right.
I'm
Katie,
never right, am I?
we'll leave you to concentrate on the last couple of balls.
Thanks, guys.
So far, it's been a pretty good effort. Well done.
Thank you. I've got a bat here, but yeah, fingers crossed.
Right, 2 balls to go. 127 for 4. Perry on strike. Good Yorker. All she can do is dig it out. Find a field. This should be out. Gathered. Oh, direct hit. Would have done the job. That was Frankie Mackay. You can understand at this point in time that they're back on the inner circle. About stopping boundaries. One ball to come, 128. Good batting conditions. Australia maybe feel that they should have a few more. Oh, good bowling again, this time straight to one of the players in the circle. It's just one to finish. And you'd have to say New Zealand will be thrilled with that performance in the field. Amy Satterthwaite won the toss and she said, look, we don't know what a good score is out there, but I believe in her mind, she would believe that a good score would have been more than 129. So New Zealand should be really, really pleased with a very professional and competent display in the field.
Yeah, you feel on the surface that's probably a below par total. New Zealand have been outstanding with the ball and in the field. Probably saved upwards of 10 to 12 runs with their performance in the field. Australia, Beth Mooney batted through the innings for 61 not out, but all in all, New Zealand will be more than happy with that performance with the ball. Australia, they were sent in by New Zealand, and it was Mooney at the top, 61 not out, batted through the innings, with a couple of cameos from Meg Lanning, 27, and Rachel Haynes, 29, that got Australia through to that total. The bowling, Frankie Mackay outstanding, 2 for 20 from her 4 overs, Jess Kerr 1 for 28, and all in all, a pretty tidy bowling display.
Megan Shoot, just a medium pace. That